you doing? Happy Sunday to everybody. Happy first Sunday in September. Today's topic is stop being overly critical and judgmental of yourself. Stop being overly self critical and self judgmental. Life is difficult enough. There's enough issues and problems in this life that we don't need other people's judgments. We don't need other people having all of these things to say about us. So we need to learn to be nicer to ourselves. And that is a lesson in this life is we have to learn how to be patient with ourselves and apply that to ourselves. Many times we are so patient with other people, but are we being patient with ourselves? Hi, Angela. How are you doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday. Many times we'll be so judgmental of ourselves, so critical, so negative about ourselves. And we need to learn to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt and to remember that we're human beings and we have feelings and we're not always going to do everything perfectly. That is something that I had to learn how to take a step back and to apply some compassion to myself. Angela says, I'm doing good. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm doing well on this Sunday. And I just wanted to say that to everybody, to make sure that you're applying some compassion to yourself, some kindness, and all of those things, because we'll be so patient with other people, so supportive, so understanding of other people and their flaws, and we'll wait for them and we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to us, do we give ourselves the benefit of the doubt? Hey, realist, how are you doing? Happy Sunday. But do we give ourselves the benefit of the doubt? Most of the time, the answer is no. So that is the reason why I wanted to do this topic and talk to the gems, because we need to learn to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt, and that we're not perfect, that we're human beings, and we have to stop being so tough on ourselves. Life has enough problems. There's enough drama. There's enough people projecting their fears and their insecurities. We don't need to add to that. We need to give ourselves the permission to say, yeah, I make mistakes. Yeah, I don't always do the right thing, but then forgive ourselves and let things go and not keep thinking that we have to live this life in this perfect way. Hey, Misty, how are you doing? Welcome. We have to stop thinking that we should be living our life in this perfect way, because that's something that is impossible. We can't live perfectly because we're not perfect. But also at the same time, we have to stop, browbeating our own stuff. I should have done that. I woulda, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. How come I didn't? And just always so tough on yourself, feeling like I should have done better. Why did I do that? You got to apply some compassion to yourself and say, I'm not perfect. And that's okay. I give myself the permission to be human. I give myself the permission to make mistakes, and that's okay. And I wanted to say that to everybody who's listening to all of my gems, that we're all more than enough. You're more than enough, even when we don't feel like it, even when we don't make the best decision, even when we're not showing up for ourselves. Even when we're not perfect, we still are a good person. You're still a good individual. You're still a human being. So let's stop beating up ourselves and give ourselves the permission to be human. Give yourself that permission, um, because it's a real thing. Life beats us up enough. It's enough that you have bills to pay, you have responsibilities within your family, and then you have the people who have their projections, their drama, their negativity that you are already dealing with. We don't need to add to that by also saying, "Oh, I never do things right," or "That was stupid, and how come I don't do anything right?" And especially, this is a problem for many. Why can't I do like this person? We cannot compare ourselves to anybody else. Well, I shouldn't say we can't. We shouldn't compare ourselves to anybody else, because we need to celebrate ourselves and love ourselves for who we are. Each and every one of us shows up with a certain quality, certain talents, certain gifts, and we need to embrace that. Love who you are. That self acceptance, that self realization and awareness is critical in being happy, because happiness, peace, joy, and love comes from within. And if you don't love yourself for who you are, and you don't love yourself for who you are now, not who you were, not the decisions that you made before or what other people have to say about you. We have to love ourselves. It's non negotiable. It's something like, no, we're not going to allow anybody to make us feel down, including ourselves. And that was something, it's a walk in this life, it's a journey to come to that space of self acceptance, that I embrace myself, even my flaws, even some things that maybe you may be insecure about, but love yourself anyways. We have to stop beating up ourselves and saying, why didn't I? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. We got to cut that off. But it starts with us. And we have to heal and forgive ourselves and give ourselves the permission to reset and to restart. That us maybe not making the best decisions in life does not make us a bad person. Hey, Sirius, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to everybody in the chat. If you are new here, feel free to hit the like and to subscribe. So that was something, everybody, that I think everybody has to go through in their life. And from the time that you're a child up into the moment, the age that you are right now, today, we all have to work on loving ourselves. We all have to work on being self-aware and giving ourselves the permission to say, I'm human, I make mistakes, but still, this is the part that is very important, everybody. But still, even in my imperfection, even when I don't make the best decisions, even when I do something that there's red flags going off, I still give myself the permission to say, I forgive me. I forgive me, and I'm human, and I love myself, and I do the best that I can. If we don't forgive ourselves, nobody is going to forgive us, okay? I think that is a very important message for us to know that about ourselves. You have to show up happy, healed, peaceful, and joyful. It's nobody's job to give us joy. It's nobody's job to give us peace. And it's nobody's job to tell us that we should love and friend ourselves. If we are looking for love and friendship and contentment inside of other people, you will be miserable for the rest of your life. You guys hang on to the words that I'm saying. If you are looking for contentment, peace, friendship, and love inside of other people, you will be miserable for the rest of your life. You have to find friendship, love, contentment, and peace inside of yourself. And that's a journey because many of us, we go through a lot of things in our life, doubting yourself, things that people do to us, processing how we're going to show up in this life. What kind of life am I going to live? How do I feel about myself, my confidence level? All of those things are our decisions. And you have to give yourself the permission to be who you are, not who other people want you to be. Okay? Sierra says, I'm doing well. That's awesome. Sarah says, yes. Self-forgiveness releases painful feelings. And a lot of times, have you guys noticed that when it comes to forgiveness, we'll be freer to give forgiveness to other people, but when it comes to us, we feel, what is it? Why we don't feel that we deserve to be forgiven? We have to forgive ourselves and let it go, and not keep like, oh, why did I? Why? The answer is sometimes we just were acting on an impulse, or we were deceived, or someone did something to us, or based on how our upbringing and other experiences. Sometimes we do things because of immaturity, but it's a part of our growth process, a part of our journey in our life. But it's okay, because just like we go through situations, you give yourself the permission to be human. And I remind myself that too. I make mistakes, and that's okay. And I forgive myself and I love myself even when I don't make the best decision. Self-love is so important. Sierra says, just accept what happened and move on. And that's so true, but not easy, because we harbor on things. We harp on it like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. And you don't forgive yourself. So it's important for you to say out of your mouth, I forgive myself for X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is, whatever you've done, whatever you said, whatever you allowed, whatever, you let somebody take advantage of you or disrespect you, we have to forgive ourselves for those things. And then we learn a lesson. This is the most important part of going through this journey of life. Is we go through things, maybe we don't make the best decision, but we learn the lesson, so we don't repeat the same behaviors. And we have to give ourselves the permission to be human. Hey Shannon, how are you doing? We have to give ourselves the permission to be human, and that we make mistakes and we don't always do the right thing, and that's okay. And I forgive myself. That's something that you have to remind yourself on a day-to-day basis. I didn't make the best decision. I should have seen that red flag. And now I give myself the permission to let it go and to learn from it. That's the most important thing, Gems. We have to forgive ourselves and then learn the lesson and move on. Don't stay in that same position of the shoulda, woulda, couldas, or, licking our own wounds, or, like I say, playing that fiddle, playing that violin. Oh, you want to whine about it? you know, that woe is me mentality, continuously keeping yourself in the victim mode. We have to get out of the victim mode and take our power back. This is what I did. This is what I allowed because I am accountable for me. You are accountable for you. And because we're not little kids, we're not immature, we know our worth, we're our own best friends, we're going to learn the lesson. Okay, this is what I did. I didn't pay attention to the red flags. I ignored this. I did what I wanted to do. I didn't listen when I was warned, but I learned the lesson. See, that's what's important in this life, learning the lesson and then moving on. Yeah. Sierra says we have to end self-attack. Yeah. We have to stop being the victim, and we also have to give ourselves the permission to let it go and to move on. Life is hard enough with problems and trying to work and take care of home and house and this and that and dealing with other people and their attitudes that it's too much to be carrying our own stuff as well. When you can free yourself of it, I have to tell you guys that it's such a wonderful feeling when I stopped carrying around all of the burdens that I was carrying. I should have done this. Why didn't I see that? And I should have done this. And feeling like I should have been there with this person or that person. Say, for instance, somebody who passed away. We have to stop beating ourselves up for what we did back then. All we can control is who we are today, the decisions that we make, how empowered we are, and grow. That is what is in the power of our hands. We have the power to be at peace. We have the power to make wise decisions. We have the power to meditate and to pray before we make decisions, because we don't want to just jump into things and then later on say, oh, that wasn't a good decision. So think about it. Have yourself a good circle of people that you can bounce off some ideas, people that you can trust, not just anybody, but people that you can trust. Let's make wise decisions. Let's be accountable for ourselves and do the best that we can. After doing the best that you can, you have to release the rest. You got to extend some compassion to yourself, some loving kindness. Okay, I'm doing the best that I can, and even add into that, and I'm proud of myself. Be proud of yourself. It's not easy every day to go through this life with people's judgments and all these things, but we have to end judging ourselves too. When you are doing the best that you can, and you know you're doing the best that you can, this is the time where you got to pat yourself on the back. And on the next slide, we're going to go into how we can empower ourselves by some self-empowerment and some self-elevation and pouring into ourselves, dropping seeds of hope into ourselves. And I think that that's very important. So I'm going to leave it right here, and we're going to pause. And tomorrow we're going to go into talking about how important it is for us to empower our mind, because an empowered woman or an empowered man gives an empowered life. Okay, so I wish you all the best in the journey of your life. I hope that your Monday and the rest of your week will be amazing, and we're going to speak it out loud, because we speak over our lives over here, Gems. I am empowered, I am worthy, I am capable, and I am more than enough. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, okay? Siri says, Angela, some people experience excessive shame and guilt. Angela says, I know that all too well. I'm one of those people. Oh, Angela, you're not alone. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation, to encourage and empower, but we must end it. It starts with you. You can do it. I believe in you, and you're not alone. You have support here. motivation. I am Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, motivational speaker, and life coach. And I wish you all the best. You know what we say over here: love your life and live your life. I'll see you guys on the next one.